name is Lorenzo, and welcome to our first session together. It's titled Body Positivity and Interdisciplinary Exercise Exploration. So what does all that mean? So body positivity means something a little bit different for everyone, but essentially it's about moving in a way that feels good regardless of your body shape, size, or ability level. Okay, so I like to add a layer onto that and also let you know that exercise will change. The format and the time frame will change depending on where you're at in your life. So if you have a really busy month coming up, you may be finding new creative ways to fit exercise in, and that's completely okay as long as it's enjoyable and it's pain-free for you. So the Canadian Physical Activity Guidelines, they recommend that we get aerobic strength and flexibility training into our schedule throughout the week in little doses. They can be even 10 minutes at a time. How I make this easy is by combining various modalities together. So today we'll be doing some yoga poses, some strength exercises, and even a little self-massage for relaxation, okay? So as we move along today, we will be standing and then kneeling. So if you require some pillows under the knees, or you want to fold your mat up a few times to protect your knees and feel a little bit more comfortable on the ground, go for it. If you need a chair for balance for any of these exercises, that's totally cool as well, especially when we get into some lunges in the middle of our session together. So we're going to get started. So we're going to start with our feet together, and we're going to begin with mountain pose. So just opening up the hands out to the side, relax those shoulders down towards the hips, softening the tongue, softening the jaw. We're going to take a nice inhale through the nose and exhale slowly through the nose. Nice, let's do that twice more. Awesome. So softening the eyes, we're going to widen our feet so that they're underneath the hip joint, and we're going to do a little side bend stretch. So let's raise our right arm and just gently lean over to the left. Good. We're going to inhale, rotate our heart up to the sky, bringing that right shoulder back and down. And then inhaling once again, rotating a little more if you can. Let's do one more breath. Good. And relax. We're going to do that on the left. So reaching up with the left arm over to the right this time. Inhale, rotate the ribs up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rotate the ribs up. And exhale, fold. Once more. Bringing that left shoulder back and down. Excellent. And releasing the arms. Perfect. So we're going to come down onto the ground. We're going to begin in a lunge here. So our right leg is going to be bent and behind, and we're just going to walk the knee back so that we get a nice stretch comfortably through the hip flexors. And when we feel that good stretch, we can start to just pulse forward and back really gently. Just be comfortable and loose with it. And we're going to add our right arm. So we're going to sweep out to the side and back in. Perfect. So we're sweeping as we lean forward and then coming back in. We're going to try a different angle for the hip. So the hip loves angles. So you could, do this all the way out to 90 degrees when you have more time to play around with it. Perfect. All right. We're going to get into our first strength exercise. So this is where you might want a chair or table or anything that you have in your house that's solid. And we're going to dig our back toes into the ground, and we're just going to pick ourselves all the way up and then move slowly back down. Now you can come all the way down if you wish. If that's not comfortable, you can always keep the knee off the floor, and we're just staying nice and tall here. So we're going to do 3 all together. So that's our last one here. And there we go. I'm imagining I have a chair there for support. We're going to bring our knees together. We're going to move over to this side. So bringing that left knee comfortably back for this stretch. And we're going to begin with those pulses forward and back. And again, you can do 5 to 10 or up to 30 seconds for each angle. We're just doing a few today. So we're going to add our arm in. So we stretch all the connective tissue across the body and trying another angle. Perfect. All right. So finally, we're going to come into tabletop. So we're going to be working on stretching the flexors in the arm and then warming up all of the wrist joints and shoulder joints. So from tabletop, basically your hands are underneath the shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. So we're going to start by doing some circles in both directions. Good, and switching. Perfect. Now we're going to try and rotate our fingertips all the way out to the sides so that they face us, or they might not face us all the way. That's okay too. And from here, we're just going to rock forward and back. So getting nice, good stretch on the front of the arms. Our palms and fingertips are pressing into the ground. And then when we're ready, we're going to slowly peel our hands away from the ground, getting that full stretch all the way into the fingertips. Perfect. And shaking that out. So we have a couple strength exercises to go, and then a little bit of a self-stretch or self-massage. So you can slowly make your way up to standing, or if you want to do one more yoga pose with me, we can come into standing from downward dog pose. So what you want to do is dig your toes into the ground, press your glutes and hips all the way up to the sky. And here we're going to do a little bonus. We're going to pedal the knees to stretch out the hamstrings. Relax your head, press the heels into the ground, and just let your head sway side to side like a tree branch. Perfect. And we're going to walk backwards today. So we're going to bring our hands towards our feet. We're going to inhale halfway up, lengthen your spine. Imagine your head is like a headlight in the dark, and you want to reach forward. Exhale, fold. And then we're going to come up, bring the hands all the way out to the sides and gather the air as you reach all the way up, bringing your palms together, looking up at the thumbs, and then relaxing the hands to heart center. Perfect. All right. So let's get into goddess pose. So for goddess pose, our feet are going to be nice and wide. So you want them wide enough that your knees can move towards your toes. Okay, if they're moving out or they're moving in, then you want to adjust and maybe bring the feet a little closer together. So goddess pose is really like a plie if you have a dance background. So from here, from our plie, when you're ready, we're going to reach our arms out, bend the elbows, spread those fingertips up, and we got 3 breaths here. Exhaling and releasing. Perfect. Our legs should be firing up. We're going to go into a squat now. So we're going to walk the toes and the heels in together a couple times. The toes can still point out about 30 degrees or so. And for our squat, we're actually folding a little more. So there's more of a hip hinge. We're pressing our butt back and we're folding a little more. Okay, so let's just do a hip check-in before we start. So I like to put my hands on the front of the hip, find those bony spots, which is the front of your pelvis, and just maybe adjust. Maybe there's a little bit of rotation. Might not be able to fully adjust, but it's good to be aware of. And you can either have your hands on your hips. If you want to use your arms for the action, you can. And we're going to squat. Let's do 5 together. Finish extra strong together. And that's 3. Okay, your hands can also be in prayer. Good, and just come down as low as you can and squeeze the glutes together as you come up. Perfect. So that's our strength work done for today. We can shake that all out. And I meant to do self-massage earlier, but it works really well at the end as well. So give ourselves some extra love and care. So we stretch this part of the arm. So we're going to focus on the back of the arms. So you're going to just start with some squeezing here. Just giving the tissue a little bit of extra stretch. Do that on both sides. Okay, and then a little bit of a shaking. And then we're going to do a spreading action. So we're not really stretching the muscle, we're actually just stretching the fascia above, which is the tight tissue that wraps around the muscle. So we're going to relax our thumb. We're going to use the inside of our thumb and our palm and just gently spread all the way down to the elbow.
Come in closer.
And we'll just do a few on each side. Good, so we're moving slowly the length of the forearm. We'll do one more. You can spend extra time with this on any tight areas that you find. Good, let's do one more. So we're gonna do a self massage for the pectoralis minor, which is just below the shoulder here. It moves this way. So we're gonna take our hand onto our shoulder, lower it down, and just find a nice little spot to massage. And we're gonna do a cross pattern. So it's gonna be like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So moving along the fibers and then across the fibers. And then we can also reinforce it with our other hands or other fingers. Just keep the fingers bent for safety. So we're going to reinforce 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. All right, and we're going to do the other side. So 1, 2, 3. Might be tender or tight. And then we're going to reinforce 1, 2, and 3. And 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. And perhaps in another session, we can do all of the pectoralis major, which is a big area. But for today, we'll keep it at that. So hopefully you feel a little open throughout the front of the body. And that's our session for today. So I hope that you're feeling energized and stronger as well and ready to move forward with the rest of your day. I thank you very much for spending some time with me, and I hope to see you again soon.